How many times have you been sitting down to eat something delicious, felt that soft weight against your leg, looked down into those big, round eyes, and thought, well, just one little bite could not possibly hurt? Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Lucas Aoki, your neighborhood cat vet, and I have been treating cats for over a decade, and I am here to tell you that sometimes that one little bite really can hurt. Actually, it can do a lot more than hurt. We show our love through food. It is one of the most natural things in the world. But here is the truth that almost nobody tells you. Cats are not small dogs, and they are certainly not small humans. The things you eat every single day without a second thought can be toxic, even deadly, to a cat. Every single week in my clinic, I treat cats who are fighting for their lives simply because a loving, well-meaning owner shared something off their plate, not knowing the hidden danger inside it. But here is the good news. You do not have to live in fear. Today, I am going to empower you. So grab a notebook, call your cat over for a gentle cuddle, and let's get started. And if you want to keep your best friend safe, healthy, and happy for years to come, please hit that subscribe button. Now, let's jump straight into food number one. Food number one is what I call the invisible savory killer. It is the onion and garlic family, and that includes leeks, chives, shallots, and spring onions too. Now I hear this question almost every week. Dr. Lucas, I roasted a chicken. Can I share a small piece with my cat? And I completely understand why. It feels like the kindest thing in the world. But here is the problem. Almost everything we cook is flavored with onion or garlic, and you might think, well, I will just pick the onions out. That does not work, and here is why. The compounds in these plants are not destroyed by cooking. They are just as dangerous roasted, fried, powdered, or dried. And when your cat eats them, those compounds attack the red blood cells that carry oxygen around their body. Think of it like rust spreading across metal. The red blood cells become damaged and brittle. They clump into little marks we call Heinz bodies, and then they burst. And here is the part that should really get your attention. A cat's red blood cells are more fragile and more sensitive to this kind of damage than a dog's. So a food that might only mildly upset a dog can push a cat into a dangerous, life-threatening anemia. An owner came into my clinic recently, completely bewildered. She said, Dr. Lucas, all I give him is a spoonful of meat baby food as a treat. And I gently turned the jar around and showed her the ingredients. Onion powder, garlic powder, hidden inside a food marketed as simple and gentle. That is the trap. It is almost never a whole onion. It is the powder hidden in baby food, in gravy, in broth, in that little sprinkle of seasoning people use to make dry food more tempting. So please hear this vet warning. Toxicity can begin at only around 5 grams of onion per kilogram of your cat's body weight, and because it hides in so many foods, small amounts add up over time. The symptoms are silent and slow. Your cat might eat it on a Monday and not show pale gums, rapid breathing, or total exhaustion until Thursday or Friday. If you want to share meat with your cat, and you absolutely can, the rule is simple. It must be plain. Plain cooked chicken or turkey, no skin, no salt, no seasoning, and no onion or garlic in any form. Food number two surprises a lot of cat parents, and it is grapes and raisins. And yes, that includes sultanas and currants too. For decades, this one was a genuine mystery in veterinary medicine. We could see that grapes caused sudden, catastrophic kidney damage in pets, but for the longest time we had absolutely no idea why. Recent research has finally given us a strong clue. We now believe the likely culprit is a compound called tartaric acid. Now, I want to be completely honest with you, because that is the promise of this channel. Most of the clear research on grape toxicity has been done in dogs, and the picture in cats is still less certain. But every poison expert I know gives the same advice, and so do I. We simply do not risk it. Because kidney health is everything for a cat. Kidney disease is already the single biggest silent killer of older cats, and I'm not willing to gamble with the one organ that matters most. Here is what makes this one so sneaky. The danger does not seem to follow a neat dose. And raisins are just dehydrated grapes, which means the compounds inside are even more concentrated, drop for drop, than in a fresh grape. So the real risk is the hidden ones. The raisins baked into a cookie on the counter. The trail mix on the coffee table. So please, treat grapes and raisins like they are simply not food for your cat. If your cat ever swallows one, do not wait to see what happens. Signs like vomiting, unusual tiredness, or a change in their drinking or litter box habits can take 12 to 24 hours to appear, and by then the kidneys may already be hurt. Call your vet right away. Food number 3 is the one that catches the most loving and most careful cat parents completely off guard, because it is not junk food at all. It is a food that feels healthy, natural, and wholesome. I am talking about liver. Now please do not misunderstand me. A little bit of liver is genuinely good for a cat. The problem is hiding inside that word, little. Because here's what almost nobody knows. Liver is absolutely packed with vitamin A. And unlike our bodies, a cat's body cannot easily flush out the extra vitamin A it takes in. It builds up and it stores in the body day after day, month after month. And here is what that slow buildup quietly does. And it is honestly one of the saddest things I see. Too much stored vitamin A begins to lay down painful new bone along the cat's spine and neck, right around the joints. Over time, those bones can literally start to fuse together. The cat becomes stiff. They stop grooming their own back because it hurts to twist around. They sit hunched, they jump less, they hide more, and their owner thinks, oh, they are just getting old and slowing down. But they are not slowing down. They are in pain, and it was the healthy treat that did it. I had a family bring in a beautiful older cat who had suddenly stopped jumping up onto the bed. They were heartbroken, certain it was just old age. But when I asked about the diet, there it was. A big spoonful of liver every single day, given with all the love in the world for years. So please hear this vet warning. Liver should be an occasional treat, never a daily meal. A small piece of cooked liver, no bigger than the tip of your thumb, once or twice a week at the very most, is plenty. And if you want to give a daily meat treat instead, a little plain cooked chicken or turkey is perfectly safe, with nothing that can build up and hurt them. Now we are going to finish with foods number 4 and number 5 together, because they share something in common. These are the 2 foods that every cartoon, every children's book, and every old story taught us that cats absolutely adore. They are the 2 foods we most associate with a happy, contented cat. And both of them, I'm sorry to say, are usually working against your cat's health. Food number 4 is milk, cream, and cheese. Picture the classic image, a little cat lapping happily from a saucer of milk. It is on greeting cards, it is in every cartoon, and it is one of the biggest myths in cat care. Here is the science. When cats are tiny kittens, they drink their mother's milk, and their body makes an enzyme called lactase that breaks down the sugar in that milk, which is called lactose. But once a kitten is weaned, their body stops making very much of that enzyme. That means most adult cats are lactose intolerant. When an adult cat drinks cow's milk, all that lactose arrives in their gut with nothing to break it down. It ferments, it pulls water into the intestines, and the result is bloating, painful gas, and diarrhea. Now, but Dr. Lucas, you might be saying, my cat begs for milk every single morning and clearly loves it. And I believe you. Cats often love the fat and the richness. Their tongue enjoys it. Their gut does not. Loving something and being able to digest it are 2 very different things. So here is my honest guidance. Milk will not poison your cat the way onion can, but it very often gives them an upset, uncomfortable tummy, and it adds empty calories that many indoor cats really do not need. If you want to give a creamy little treat, skip the cow's milk. There are lactose-free cat milks made just for this, or better yet, a spoonful of the water from a can of plain fish, which most cats find just as exciting. And fresh, clean water is truly the best drink your cat can have. And that brings us to food number 5, the big one, the one that goes against everything you think you know. Fish, specifically raw fish as a habit, and a heavy obsession with tuna. If you saw the thumbnail of this video and you were surprised, this right here is exactly what I was talking about. The idea that cats and fish are a perfect match is one of the most stubborn myths I deal with, and I want to gently take it apart for you. Let's start with raw fish. Raw fish contains an enzyme called thiaminase, and that enzyme does one very specific and very damaging thing. It destroys thiamine, which is vitamin B1, one of the most essential vitamins for your cat's nervous system. A cat fed raw fish regularly can slowly become deficient, and the signs are frightening. Wobbling and unsteady walking, a strangely bent neck, dilated pupils, and in serious cases, seizures. The good news is that cooking fish destroys that enzyme, so the danger here is specifically raw fish given over and over as a staple. Now let's talk about tuna, because tuna is its own trap. Here is what happens in the mind of a cat who gets tuna often. Their brain lights up and says this, only this, nothing else will ever be good enough again. We call these cats tuna junkies, and I meet them every week. The owner comes in and says, Dr. Lucas, he will not eat anything except tuna. What do I do? The problem is that tuna made for humans is not a complete food for a cat. It is missing nutrients they need. It can build up mercury over time. An oily fish like tuna is loaded with certain fats that, without enough vitamin E to balance them, can trigger a painful inflammation of the body's own fat called steatitis, sometimes known as yellow fat disease. A cat with steatitis hurts all over and often does not even want to be touched. So please hear this final vet warning. A tiny flake of plain cooked fish now and then, as an occasional treat, is fine for most cats. The danger is raw fish as a habit and tuna as a diet. Feed a complete, balanced cat food as the foundation, and let fish be a rare little bonus, never the main event. Okay, take a deep breath with me. I know I just gave you a lot, so let's make it simple. We covered 5 everyday foods. Number 1, onion and garlic, the hidden savory killer. Number 2, grapes and raisins. Number 3, too much liver, the healthy-looking treat that can build up and slowly damage your cat's bones. Number 4, milk and dairy, the myth that upsets most adult cat tummies. And number 5, raw fish as a habit and the tuna obsession. Now I can imagine you might be feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe even a little afraid to feed your cat anything ever again. Please do not be. Here is the golden rule that makes all of this simple. You do not need to memorize a long list. Just remember this. If it is human food that has been cooked or seasoned, assume it contains onion or garlic and keep it off the menu. Feed your cat a complete, balanced cat food as their foundation. And whenever you are in any doubt about a food, the safest answer is always the same. When in doubt, leave it out. That one sentence will protect your cat from almost everything on this list. So what should you do if the worst happens and your cat sneaks something they should not have? Here is my essential advice, and please write this one down. Do not panic, and do not try to make your cat vomit at home. I need to be very clear about this. Please never pour hydrogen peroxide down a cat's throat to make them sick. In cats, this can severely burn and inflame the stomach and cause serious harm. It is dangerous, and it makes everything much worse. Instead, do this. Save an animal poison control number in your phone tonight. In the United States, the ASPCA Animal Poison Control Center is 888-426-4435, and a consultation fee may apply. Put it on your fridge next to your regular vet's number. If your cat eats something on this list, call your vet or that hotline immediately and tell them exactly what your cat ate, roughly how much, and how much your cat weighs. And remember one more thing. If your cat ever stops eating completely for more than a day, that alone is an emergency, because a cat's liver can get into serious trouble very quickly when they stop eating. And before we finish, I want you to know something. If you recognized some of these foods sitting on your own kitchen counter, please do not carry any guilt tonight. Every one of us has shared something out of love, not knowing. What matters is that now you know. The fact that you sat here and watched this entire video, the fact that you are willing to learn and change little habits to keep your cat safe, that tells me everything I need to know about you. Your cat does not know how lucky they are, but I do. You are exactly the kind of cat parent every one of my patients deserves. So if this video helped you today, please do a few quick things for me. Tap that like button. It sounds small, but it genuinely helps tell the algorithm that safe, honest veterinary advice is worth sharing, and that helps our channel reach and protect so many more cats. Then hit subscribe, so you never miss our deep dives into keeping your cat healthy and happy. And I would truly love to hear from you in the comments, so tell me this. What is the one human food that your cat goes absolutely crazy for? Tell me about your cat. I read as many of your comments as I possibly can. And if you have a friend who slips their cat a little tuna or a saucer of milk, share this video with them. You might just protect their cat too. I'm Dr. Lucas Aoki. Thank you for loving your cat enough to protect them, and I'll see you in the next video.